It is a beautiful morning for some fishing, and to continue the search for these relics. Hello everyone, and welcome back, once again, to Dredge. Now last time we were given the objective of trying to find these artifacts swept away from an ancient shipwreck. Well, actually, from how long ago we don't really know. Apparently they belong to a friend of the collector. But on the bottom of the ocean, everything looks like it's been there forever. This water speeds decay. But apparently it also promotes life. I mean, something's going on with this wildlife, and I kind of want to get to the bottom of it. We're going to be heading back over here! If my sanity can take it. Okay, scares very early on. Last time we didn't find the artifact we were looking for over in that direction, but we did find a castaway. And that's what I love about this game so far, is that it's so easy to get distracted and pulled in different directions, but it doesn't feel like it's dragging things out. It's because I chose to explore. Because I saw something and got curious. And it's a game about curiosity versus fear, and which will win out in the end. Right now, I'm leaning well towards the curiosity side. The fishmonger's door is still barred. Oh, well, that's a problem. That means we can't sell our stuff just yet. Unless maybe I can head over and sell it someplace else? Actually, wait, if I store it, will it still deteriorate? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I think it told us at some point. But you'll notice, I'm still carrying, actually, the signet ring that was given to us by the castaway. The description reads, "A ship's wheel sigil is emblazoned proudly on this ring. It's sure to bring good luck to any captain who holds it." And so, for that reason, I'm carrying it around because even though it doesn't actually say there'll be any particular stat increase, well, once you tell me it's good luck, I start to indulge in that superstition. Maybe I am becoming a sailor. Anyway, we actually do have some upgrade tokens we can use, so we are going to use one on the flexible fishing pole. That's something we want. And another for the better engine. It's only slightly better, but I really think we could use it. Maybe we wait for the other, and just stick that right in there. And now we are equipped for every kind of fish we've yet encountered. Now let's actually get out to sea and test our new light rig that we got. So let's bring this out. And yeah, that's looking a little bit better, a little bit brighter. And more importantly, it has slightly more range. These squid are not worth a ton, but we're seeing yet another glow on the horizon. Seemingly some kind of sailor's intuition that we gained. Or whatever magic is at play here leading us in these directions. Of course, we know that they can also lead us to danger. Nope, just more squid. Yeah, that's definitely revealing things much farther away. Oh, but our lights can actually go out. That's a little bit concerning. Let's try and grab ourselves some groupers. Why am I doing this? I still don't even know if I can actually sell these. I'm just trying to get something while I'm waiting for daylight. Something slithers into your cargo hold. What does that mean? Black grouper infected. Blinding headache today. Did you come by yesterday? I don't recall. Anyway, what can I do for you? Yeah, only 11.12 for this thing. Do you have any dialogue for if I sell it to you? Nope, it's just totally diseased by some parasite that it isn't caught with them, but actually seems to crawl out of the ocean. And these things do in fact go stale in storage, which isn't entirely unexpected. But we'll sell it all anyway. Might as well take the cash. Our destination now is going to be, once again, the Gale Cliffs. Whoa, there's that thing again. There's that thing again, and it's real this time. Okay, hull damaged, and it immediately disappears. What can we even do about that? I mean, it didn't really seem like there was any kind of maneuvering I could do to stop that. Only a little bit of damage, I suppose, but, well, maybe we should head back? Well, maybe that's the thing the terrified person on the boat was talking about. And again, there's probably a lot of things out here that could fit that bill. But, hello, who are you? That looks like a robed figure waiting on the rocks. Swathed in dark blue robes, their face is barely visible. Fisherman, please, help. You can barely hear their rasping whisper above the wind and waves. Fulfill the hunger. The hooded figure unfurls an old paper scroll. They point to a shape shown at the top. It appears to be a blue mackerel. Okay, I can't help you right now, but I guess I'll go find one for you? Why do I have a feeling that once I bring you one, I'll be entering into some sort of contract? Now we've actually still got quite a ways to go. Okay, down there, actually. So, we never actually made it to the Gale Cliffs. That's a long way off. Well, I'm not going to bother fishing any right now, but I really think that we should start making our way. Alright, lights on. And just start steaming to port. We don't have any time to waste. There be monsters in these seas. Waiting for the spire to die down is very tense, to say the least. I can see the lights in the distance, but... oh man, it's like running up the stairs at night. You just always feel like those last few seconds are when you're gonna feel that hand on your back, and there is another one of those plumes, those lights. I think that'll indicate the other wreck. There's a couple of buildings up on the cliff that seem just a little darker than they should be. Alright, well, here we are in an exotic port. Now, let's see what we can actually do. Or at least sleep, I suppose. Oh, and there's a couple of people we can talk to. What is it? Where can I sell fish here? We catch our fish ourselves here, so we don't have much need for buying any. But there's a merchant that travels around. She's usually anchored across the bay. She buys and sells almost anything. And she does repairs, too. Ah, so we've got an all-in-one here, do we? Anything else? What can you tell me about the cliffs? Many years ago, the cliffs used to be a haven for smugglers and pirates. Legend tells of two pirate lords who used Gale Cliffs as their hideout. Does that mean that there's maybe some pirates' booty to be dredged? Supposedly, they got into some disagreement, and a huge battle was fought around the south side of the cliffs. There's certainly a large number of wrecks in that area. Both sides were completely destroyed, their treasure hoards left abandoned and unclaimed to this day. I dare say they'd be worth a lot if anyone knew where to find them. Sounds like you know where to find them. Anything else? You know of any odd characters around these parts? Have you heard the tale of Magran? He was an old whaler from these parts. As the whales got more scarce, the crews spent longer and longer at sea trying to find them. Magran, it seems, wasn't cut out for this. He formed an unnatural attachment to a scroll he found on one of these trips. He says the scroll told him how to become immortal by eating mutated fish. People started calling him McGran the Fishman. So if such a person were to still be around, what would have become of them? One day, the town awoke to find all the boat's nets and lines had been slashed in the night, and old McGran was nowhere to be found, nor has he been since. I love an old ghost story. Anything else? Yeah, well, I'm not asking if you need help with anything just yet. I've got a job to do here, and, well, I'm not looking for any distractions at the moment. Now let's undock. And it looks like there's another message in a bottle over there. Over that way must be the merchant. Vessel, SY Grand Prize. Owner, Mr. Michael Schultz. Oaken music box. Oh, it's a manifest. Purchased from the antiquarian at Little Marrow for a bargain price. Previously salvaged from an undisclosed shipwreck. Has the letter J carved on the underside. Otherwise in reasonable condition. Has not been opened for fear of damaging the mechanism. Pending inspection by locksmith. Carved wooden tribal mask. Said to bring good luck, fertility, good health, fortune, rain, and protection from evil spirits. Traded for a pair of socks and a pocket watch chain. Bone china, 6 cups and saucers, acquired from an Eastern dealer. Do not use. A jar containing earth from a meteor impact site. Allegedly. And since we're finding this at sea, does that mean that the ship carrying this went down somewhere around here? Might be a lot of good wrecks to dredge here. Alright, I think we're actually gonna tie ourselves to this port for a little while. I think there's a lot of exploration to potentially be done. But first, let's see what this merchant is up to. They've not only got their own vessel, they've got a whole floating platform. Ahoy there! You're a new face? A fisherman, I take it? Perfect. We should get along like a house on fire. I'm a traveler and a merchant, all rolled into one. If you have any fish to sell, I'll take them on board and sell them at the next town I come across. Likewise, I haul a small cargo of equipment between places. You're welcome to peruse the stock and see if there's anything that takes your fancy. Come and see when you're ready to trade. Oh, I am. Most of this gear is super heavy, so I don't offload it at every pontoon. But come aboard and see what I've got. Okay, well I actually could use some repairs, thank you. So, have you met the photographer? She stopped by my pontoon a little while back. She's loaded up with a fancy camera equipment to take pictures of all the wildlife. She sighs wistfully. I wish I had my own camera. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to document everything you do? You'd never forget anything. Yeah, I know the feeling, sister. Anyway, she said she was setting up on a small island to the south of the Marrows. If you're in the area, maybe you should check on her. Yeah, I've got a couple of people in distant islands to check out. Anyway, what fishing can be done here? A tiger mackerel. Oh, you're a new species we hadn't yet discovered. Slightly more substantial than other mackerel species, but harder to catch. Okay, now I imagine we'll be getting more rewarding species the further we get from Marrow. So let's grab you. I'm going to sell you guys right away to the merchant and see what we can get for you. But also, if we get those more exotic species, I imagine they'll sell for higher prices. I don't know if the encyclopedia will actually tell us how much they sell for, though, until we've actually brought them to different ports. Now, what are you? Groupers and a shipwreck as well. Oh no, I just lost on a big grouper. Oh wow, these are some real tiny targets. There we go. Wreckfish. Not even groupers. Typically inhabiting caves and shipwrecks, these fish can go big enough to eat small sharks. Wow, and I could have had a prized one right away? Yeah, these are definitely the most difficult ones yet. There we go. And I believe that's all I'm going to be able to carry for now. We've got another reading complete, and let's see what you'll actually give us for these. Alright, so 55 for one of these wreckfish. That's not bad at all. Although maybe you'll give more at different places. And 11 for each of these tiger mackerels. Alright. What do you know about Gale Cliffs? Well, there's Ingfell just across the bay, which is a dreary little whaling town. The folks there are always in need of something, which keeps me in business. The residents are always talking about the cliffs. Most seem afraid, frankly. I'm not sure why they'd stay. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it makes sense in a nautical society why cliffs would represent death, basically. Occasionally I hear deep rumblings from within the rocks. I don't hang around here for long. Do you ever see strange things out at sea? Strange things? Plenty. But I try not to dwell on them. You could go crazy, you know? But hey, if you're seeing strange things, maybe you're not seeing them the right way? Maybe they're not so strange after all. Well, I suppose that is one way to look at it. Or perhaps they are, and they're incredibly dangerous. Better not risk it. Are you telling me that there are some things that seem dangerous that we may wish to approach? Alright, I'm gonna go for now. And actually, let's take a risk for a moment and head just over there and try dredging that wreck at night. We could also hang around and see what species appear in this bay at night. Actually, this might even be where that column was coming down, and in fact, it looks like there's a little cave that we may be able to access in those rocks. Alright, let's start the search. There we go. And we grab ourselves a research part, but that's all that's here. Of course, these things are certainly very valuable. We need to upgrade our engine badly. And here comes that eerie fog. Now, what are you guys? You don't seem too difficult to catch. Ah, blackmouth salmon. What's your description? You've promises to keep, blackmouth, and miles to swim before you sleep. You know, it's crazy how much farther the fog makes everything seem. Anytime you're out here at night, you always feel like you're running for your life, even if nothing's happening, even when it's calm and still and there's not a cloud in the sky. Alright, what will you give us for these new specimens? When trawling, pay attention to how deep the water is. Not every type of fish likes deep water. Yeah, I know. 20 bucks each, not bad. Now that morning has come, let's have a closer look at this cave. Or perhaps we'd have to find a way in. A pile of loose debris. Clearing this would take some strong explosives. And doing so would also bring us directly into the cliffs themselves. Do we want to see what secrets are hiding in there? Oh. It also seems like there's a wreck in amongst that cove. We're gonna need some explosives to grab those as well. But I'm definitely seeing some fishing opportunities, not to mention more salvage opportunities. What's going on? What's going on? Oh. What are you? 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 Hang on. Go switch to speed. Go, 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 go! Ring around the rosy. Will you go away on your own after a second, or what? Oh, this is not shallow water at all. I had thought that so close to land. But those cliffs extend well below the sea as well. I think playing with this rock is going to be our only real bet. Come on, no, but don't hit the rocks while we do so. No. Are you turning around? I can't tell. You are. Okay, this way. Ow. I wonder if that doesn't also make noise when I do that, but you seem to be leaving. A small price to pay, I think. And there it goes. See, that's the thing about encountering creatures in the ocean. As soon as they arrive, they're gone. No one will ever believe you. Ow. There we go. Ah, a bag of doubloons. Oh, that's got to be very valuable. This ought to fetch a decent price somewhere. Okay, and what about what's in here? More wreckfish. Well, I certainly could use more of you. See, the thing is, by playing that Ring Around the Rosie game, well, that was all advancing time. It actually caused us to be caught out here basically all day. But I think learning these isles is going to be pretty important. And it seems like we can dock there as well. So I think in the morning we're going to check that out. Avoid these weather conditions. Now, what say you? And we can indeed dock here. An old man emerges from one of the nearby broken buildings and hobbles towards you. Greetings. Don't get many visitors around here. What is it that you need? This place doesn't seem safe. Why do you live here? I've been stubbornly holding out here for quite some time. Truth be told, I've been reconsidering my position lately. I've been happy here for so long. My wife and I had such a beautiful life. Until the collapse. Now I'm alone and cut off by land and sea, left only with these trembling rocks on all sides. I could help you move to Ingfell. It's not that simple. My brother would never. You see, I used to live in Ingfell with my brother. He was a whaler back in the day. Things were bad. We fought a lot. Mostly about how our parents' inheritance should be divided. We were in the prime foolishness of our youth. When my wife and I decided to move here, I took the family crest. Stole it from him. Now, after all this time, I can't return without it. Where is it? That's where the problem lies. After the collapse, that creature, it dragged debris from the houses down into its wretched burrows. The crest went down with it. It's a lost cause, I know, but if you were to find it, it's a large whalebone crest. It would mean the world to me. Well, okay, old-timer, I'll look for it. Thank you, but please be careful. Yeah, the creature and I have met. I'm assuming it's what you're talking about. I mean, it does seem to live in amongst these rocks. Seems like the kind of thing that would hoard treasures as well. Yeah, but maybe that's just me projecting what I would do if I lived in amongst some submerged cliffs. Anyway, I've got more I want to talk to you about. Tell me more about the creature that lives in the cliffs. It's been burrowing through the base of the cliffs. You can see the gigantic holes it leaves below the surface. As it forces its way out, it often causes rockfall, so that's the source of the rumbling. So if you plan on going in there, keep an ear out. Should it catch sight of you, well, you should be able to outrun it. It's quite slow, provided you can navigate the passageways. Do you know of any shipwrecks around here? Someone that used to live here kept their ship moored at the base of the cliff, until it was struck by some falling rocks and sunk to the bottom. They were devastated at the loss. We all were. It was a beautiful boat decorated with all manner of memorabilia from their travels. At low tide, I can still see what's left of the masthead poking through the waves. What else do you want to know? Alright, I'm actually curious, now that you've told us that, because I've never checked before, Ah, yes, it does actually give us a location. Oh, no. Yep, nope, there it is, there it is, emerging from the rock! Yes, we do see it approach. We can keep within, but, and we have some damage and the hydraulic rod disabled. And then it heads off into the sound. Wait, let's follow it and see where it goes. I am so foolish, but I need to know. I need to do some animal science. Look, we can even see its spines breaching the waves. Where will you return to? By the way, we cannot outrun this thing. Oh, I'm so gonna get killed doing this. But I'm hoping that by following you, we can see where else you reside. Yes. And it seems like the environmental dangers are here. There are rock slides when you enter. That's how we know when you're about. Oh, that's so cool. These creatures, they do have rules. I love that. I love that for nautical horror. Can you just imagine somebody in an old tavern sitting in a chair in the corner going, be careful if you see a rock slide at the old Gale cliffs. Means she's out of her hole and circling for prey. Anyway, what that means is that we do have to keep a lookout, and that fishing spot right there is incredibly dangerous. We've got to keep away from those holes, and we should be all right. That's a very good reason to keep away from the cliffs, but we'll also want to see what some of these species are. This looks like something new, perhaps? Sturgeon. What's making those... there were some very strange bubbles for a second, and it made me very worried. Translucent sturgeon. The simple clockwork mechanisms of life laid bare as a tenuous, skeletal existence. A primitive-looking fish with hard, spiky plates lined up along its back. And already night falls. I'm so not willing to be searching these cliffs after dark just because of how unpredictable this thing will be if we can't see its lair. You will give us 88 for this aberration. Although, I wonder if the fishmonger in Greater Marrow will still give us something for these guys. But at least we're paying off all the damage we're getting looking around here. I'm thinking maybe I should also buy a crab pot from you. I think it would be a pretty good idea to start crabbing around here just to see what we get. Maybe the species of crab will be different as well. It's only now that I'm noticing that it shows how deep a crab pot will be dropping. And I wonder if maybe deeper won't mean a better catch? But then again, it says on the right, few. Tell you what, we'll come someplace recognizable. Tell you what, how about we just drop it right here? Why not, right? And switch to this. I've just noticed that it does slow down time while we're selecting stuff, so that eliminates some of the need to be quick. And get away from these cyclones that seemingly follow me. I can't prove that, but it sure seems that way sometimes. And there is much to dredge here. Yeah, I'm really afraid of selling things now, ever since what happened with the grieving father. Ooh, this looks a little bit different. Ooh, and we get the oceanic perch. I actually didn't get a chance to read that tutorial. Also known as the rosefish, this brightly colored little fish has sharp, thorny fins. So it's just a different fishing style, I suppose. Nope. We want this one. Oh, I see. We can probably catch more than one if we time it right. And what is this over here? That looks like cloth, like what we found before. What we really need is lumber and scrap, and I think we have enough scrap because I do want to help. The builder build her house at some point. Yep. This, I think, will be a really great place, because we do actually need this stuff to start getting upgrades for our vessel. Now, here's a horrible thought I just had. what if things can actually get us while we're fishing? I mean, time does pass while we're doing so. Now that we can't see, we'll want to stay far away from the coast. Oh, that would be horrible. I mean, it's like the mayor said, time really can get away from you while you're out here. It's actually a really creepy feeling when you finish fishing, excited at your catch of the day, when you look around and realize the darkness has crept up on you. That's not the only thing. Alright, keep going. Now, what do you give us for these rosefish? They're not worth very much, and they are also stale. Alright, well, you might as well take all that. And we'll throw all this stuff in storage. Don't need it now. We're actually doing pretty well in terms of, like, upgrade parts and all this stuff. So I think maybe we'll be paying some other people a visit pretty soon. But in the meantime, I'm starting to think that in order to get those explosives, we will actually have to do some jobs for the locals. So I think it is worth just telling everybody what we need, instead of waiting around to finish other stuff first. Assistance from an angler? Absolutely. I've been trying to collect records of where each species of fish is located. I figured out most of them on my travels so far, but there are a few I haven't been able to track down. Between this and the photography interest, it seems like you're kind of a researcher as well. Reckon you could share your info with me? Sure. Great. The fish I have left to track down are oarfish, gulper eel, Goliath tigerfish, and coelacanth? I know a little about each species already, so maybe I can point you in the right direction. What did you want to know? Tell me about oarfish. Given that the oarfish has a long and fragile body, I suspect they'll live in reasonably deep but calm water. Maybe the shelter of Gale cliffs would suit them? What about the other fish? How about gulper eels? I know that gulper eels live at the deepest depths imaginable. You'll have to get some specialist gear to catch one of those. Okay, so this is going to be more of a long-term goal. What about the others? Tigerfish. These guys are legitimately scary. They hunt in murky, swampy waters, using the shade of trees as cover. Actually, I have no idea where coelacanths, that's so annoying, might be. But they have a primordial feel to them, don't you think? I don't know, I haven't yet had the pleasure. That book we completed, Getting Over It with Mind and Body, grants 15% resilience to panic. Okay, so let's start on correct engine operation. I should also read the descriptions that I've now realized appear after you finish them. But the thing is, I don't know how to balance gameplay with reading. I mean, this is a very flavor text-heavy game, but I don't know how much you guys want me to indulge in that. Scarlet prawn, found in the depths of most oceans. Swarms of them can consume crabs and other small fish. Okay, I'll bring you back and see what you fetch. 753, not bad. See, the thing is, there is just a lot of back and forth, you know? Like, I feel like I'm constantly having to return. We definitely need a better engine. It's just, by the time we get in here, it seems like night is, like, already fallen. And by then, it's going to be real difficult for us to actually spot what we need to. We definitely are in need of a better engine. I'm going to see if I can upgrade there, and ooh, this is something new. Or is it stonefish? Okay, this miserable-looking creature carries a dangerous amount of venom in its dorsal fins. Handle with care. And we've already got... Oh my god, what is that thing? Enthralled stonefish. Go, 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 go! Okay, note to self, they can absolutely sneak up on you. We've got to outrun this thing. I don't know where the merchant is from here, so we've got to head to the old man. Hermit, I've seen your creature, and I'm bringing it back to you. Sorry to bring up your post-traumatic stress. Maybe I can sleep on your couch tonight, maybe? Okay, but it doesn't seem like, oh. Is there anything we can say to you? Do you know how I could clear the debris around here? Yeah, you'd probably need some explosives to ship those rocks. My brother at Ingfell used to make explosives. For the whaling operations, you see. Nasty stuff, but with all the whales gone, I can't imagine he's still in business. Alright, that's good enough for me for now. Unfortunately, we can't stay here the night. We've got to get out there and sell this stuff before it goes bad. See, imagine you're a sailor who has a story like this. You'd never feel safe at sea. Never. The world itself actually isn't that big, but, well, it certainly feels like it when you're out here on a foggy night. So let's have a look over here and see which one of these we'd rather have. This one nearly doubles our speed. And that one, yeah, it does us a little bit better. I think... I don't have the research parts. Maybe if I dredge some more wrecks, I can get one more. All I need is one more. But I really think it's going to be worth the wait. In the meantime, I think I'm going to try facing my fears. Go out away from the cliffs, but just hang around at night and see what new night species appear here. Of course, we'll always want to be ready to move. There's something out there. More of you guys, eh? And we have a gelatinous stonefish. Flesh and scales intent on shuffling away from a creature struggling to maintain its mortal form. We're finding these things more and more frequently. And perhaps more often at night, I'm not sure. I'm just sailing around the backs of these cliffs right now, looking for more shipwrecks, and there is you! Okay, so sometimes you do just patrol around, huh? Come on, engine, come on, engine, come on, engine. Come on, keep going. There's port over here, or at least it looks like it. You're still chasing me, but it seems like you won't go too far from the cliffs. Right, can we dock here? No, it's completely ruined. No, you are absolutely, definitely still coming, or are you? Maybe you don't want me getting near that wreck. How am I getting back through this? We know you can get me while I'm fishing. How am I getting back through this to get home? I might have to spend the night out here. Is it maybe at times worth it just to... Oh, look, whales. Is it maybe at times worth it just to hide around the rocks and keep circling them at night? What was that noise? Oh, you guys. Alright, well, we came here to do a job. Let's dredge this wreck. With any luck, I'll be able to find... it's taking a while. With any luck, I'll be able to find another research part, and then we can finally get a decent engine. A citrine ring. Oh, that looks valuable. But we once again need that light. Good thing we have that extra sanity defense now. I mean, hey, maybe if we kill some time dredging, maybe morning will come faster. No, there's something more over here. What are you guys? Some kind of eel, perhaps? Conger eel. Alright, what's your description? Often found hiding in shipwrecks of cavernous holes during the day, only emerging at night to hunt. So you're a night species that hangs out around the cliffs. Okay, I think, for as dangerous as it may be, we may have to go in. This is not the place to be. This is not the place we want to be. Okay, this is within the cliffs themselves. Nope, light, we need you working. Our sanity is not doing well. And our friend has emerged. Keep going. Get out of here. Night is not the time to be there. Well, really, there's no time to be there, but especially at night. Yet you are on the hunt. We are in the lead. We need to maintain that lead. Get out. And some runes. But that's all for here. Yeah, I'm dredging everywhere I can, but I'm having a real difficult time actually finding the research part I need for this. So we can access the interior of this from the back, but it's clear that just because of how long it takes, we really need to blow holes in those rocks, in addition to the better engine. An altar breaks through the waves at the base of the cliff. 3 crab-like creatures are carved into it. The largest is covered in rocks and other strange shapes. So maybe it wants us to bring it some crabs? It demands sacrifices. Well, we'll get to that at some point. In the meantime, it appears there's a wreck right there, with another one of these forming right here, of course. There we go, and we have our research part. Now it's nightfall, and I think we're just gonna head on home, because this place sucks. I've just realized the lighthouse over at Greater Marrow can actually be seen from all this distance away. That's absolutely fascinating. Alright, well, let's do some night fishing while we're out here. Might as well make some money, right? Oh, these things are absolutely gross, but they're so cool. I feel like you could say that for a lot of species in this game, and in real life. Alright, now, go to Engines, research the twin prop engine. Really hope I'm not going to need to upgrade the ship itself, but we do have some supplies. And let's see what you've got in the shipyard. And she gives us a book. Flicking through it, you see the page corners turned in and handwritten notes in the margins. Alright, this will cost us $4.50, and definitely better than what we currently have. So let's uninstall this, put it into storage, and get ourselves a new engine. And that, I think, will do us much, much better. Since it is morning, let's actually test it out. Oh yeah, that's so much better than before. Now this is more than twice as fast, and presumably even faster from haste, right? Yes. Okay, this is what we needed. I'm gonna have to edit so much looking around for shipwrecks, but it's so worth it in the end. This is us really getting the chance to stretch our legs and, well, more importantly, hopefully gaining the maneuverability to flee whatever terrors lurk in the deep. Alright, let's head over to Ingfell and see what we can do about these explosives. What is it? I hear you used to make explosives. I did. Sometimes the carcasses needed breaking up. It wasn't the most efficient, or the most pleasant, but it got the job done. Have you not heard of, like, knives? I mean, I know you're dealing with whales, but still, there's gotta be a better way than explosives. I've been thinking about getting back into it. I might be able to rustle up something strong enough to clear those debris piles in the cliffs. You have no idea how much this will benefit you personally, bud. But I'm not sure. I don't have the energy these days. I'd have a use for some explosives like that. I could buy them from you. Alright. I'll think on it some more, but I make no promises. Anything else? Have you heard about any strange things in the area? Some time ago, just after the last whale was brought in, there was a sudden exodus from Gale Cliffs. Dozens of ships sailed past, packed up and hurrying away north as fast as they could. They were waving and shouting something at us from their boats, but we couldn't make it out. Never did see or hear of them since. I wonder if it had anything to do with that thing in the cliffs. Ingfell used to be a whaling town, Emphasis on the used to be. We would go out, bring in a carcass, and then the rest of the town would get to work. But the whales got scarce some 20 years ago. I saw some, and now look at us, barely scraping by for a new candle. While we're here, perhaps we should see what that Ingfell resident has to say. I've been trying to prepare a special meal for my partner, but I've been having some issues. Around here, we consider aged conger eels to be a particular delicacy. You may say they're rotting, but they're delicious if prepared correctly. Normally, we bury them in the ground and allow them to mature, but our dog keeps digging them up and eating them. I can't raise the subject without spoiling the surprise. Can you bring me an aged conger eel? Well, I suppose I could. Alright, so now we do have the ability to outrun that thing, truly. It's just going to be a matter of, well, do we have the ability to navigate within here? In the dark? Avoiding these rocks? I mean, that might not be the easiest of things. And remember, when we see those rocks fall, that means it's moving about. Blowing our way in here will certainly be helpful, but I have no idea if that quest has anything to do with this guy's decision to give us explosives. Now, what are you guys? I don't think we've seen you before. Yep, real safe fishing spot, huh? Ah. Devil Ray. Well, you do take up a good chunk of our inventory. Slow moving and slow growing. These rare rays don't make for particularly good eating. Okay, so what are you for, then? Do you fetch a decent price? 47, you really do. But we need to get back out there. I'm a lot more confident being out at night now. Here you are. Oh, maybe these lights denote that there's something from a quest here. Sprouting eel. Okay, not quite what I was looking for, I'm afraid. Or maybe it means we can find an aberration. Gotta be careful for these rocks. Can't always move as fast as we'd like. Moving between these cliffs and the pouring rain and the fog and the darkness, it's, another message in a bottle. September 9th. September 9th, 1927. He still refuses to take me aboard when he's working. He's convinced that I'll find it dull, or the crew will be crass or otherwise intolerable. Perhaps I'm being overly needy. I know he needs time alone, but I'm so desperately bored at home when he's away. He recently installed some salvaging equipment on the boat, and I think the idea of pulling up treasure is terribly exciting. I must convince him to let me have a go. Oh, look, dolphins! Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I'm just waiting for night to fall so that we can go for round 2 of the inner place. And maybe something we find in there might actually lead us to something that'll convince him to give us the explosives. But just in case he doesn't, there's always our own financial gain. Is there something to investigate here? The stone hums quietly, sending ripples through the air around it. The cold stone does not respond to your touch. It does seem like it's trying to imply in some places that maybe, like the stone themselves that certain islands are made of, has some kind of properties to them. Now, what is this? Shapes in the deep. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Nope! Okay, that is very annoying that you can come while I'm doing this, but what do I do about that? And it knocked out our engine. We can't get out of here. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we can make haste, but look how slowly we are. We're so far from anything. How do I repair that at sea? Tell you what, I'm gonna kill my light and deal with the sanity loss and try to just do it anyway. Since, you know, it's gonna take probably literally days to get to anything. We got it! We got the family crest! Well, this is one of those times where completing the quest is the easy part. The hard part is going to be getting out of here in one piece. I think our best bet is going to be to make our way towards that buoy. Fast as we can. Haste is our only shot. And hope that thing doesn't come back. What are you? What are you? What are you? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. There's nothing I can do about this. And we're dead. And we're dead. And we are dead. There's literally nothing I can do about it. Load last save. When's the last save? When is the last save? How does it determine this? Literally all I've been told about this thing is that you're faster than it so you can run away. So maybe I can, like, lure it out? I have a feeling you're gonna come out scripted. Yeah, when I get close to this thing. The spot actually seems to trigger you. And we'll run away and maybe try to loop back around and see if you'll do the same thing. It's kind of hard to look behind me while I'm moving. Keep going, keep going, keep going. This drift is really annoying. And you'll come through here. Don't know why that didn't damage me. And maybe we can get back around. Maybe outrun you by a long way. I have no idea if you're still behind me or not, or if you're going to be coming back this way, but you're not here, which means we're going to take this opportunity to dredge and get this thing. And while we're at it, hopefully those eels will still be here. If we can get a couple of those, we can learn a little bit more, not only about the wildlife, but also about rates of decomposition, which is going to be pretty important for the time being. I just hope it doesn't come back in behind us. There you guys are. And this time we'll be making the run back with an engine. I actually don't want these aberrations right now. There we are. And that is all we need. Let's go, go, go. The great thing about this engine is that when we use haste, we are truly fast. I mean, it's way better than before. Nope. Other ships at sea, I do not trust you in the slightest. Plus, I know you're attracted to my light if you are a predator, so we are just going to keep steaming on through till morning. Man, it took me, like, literally, like, 2 or 3 days of just limping back. It was so ridiculous. And to have that level of downtime and no solution... Like most games with subsystems, if you have systems like critical systems go down, will have some kind of temporary, like, duct tape and chewing gum fix. So for that to not be here, and I did Google it, I don't see anything. But here we are. We can get back quite quickly with haste. And I guess we'll just sail around for a while and wait for one of those eels to ripen, shall we say? Yeah, let's see what this engine can do. You're coming for me. We go away. We can maneuver, but so can you. Are you gonna go away at some point? I mean, we can try to run back to port, but... it seems like that really is all we can do. And you guys stay hot on our heels, that's for sure. If that thing's slow, I really didn't want to find fast, but I think we just did. Do you have anything else to say? I could give it to either of them. I believe this crest is yours. Gods, I haven't seen this since... so he did take it. I knew it. Your brother's sorry. Will you let him come home? I don't know if I was in a right state when he left. Okay, fine. He can stay in my old workshop, at least for the time being. But I'll need some time to clear it out. While I'm doing that, perhaps you can do something for me? See, I've been trying to clear some debris in the pathways through the cliffs to make a shortcut. With explosives. Huh, it's almost like this is the whole reason I did this. I was able to set a charge, but the cliffs seemed particularly unsteady that day, so I didn't risk detonating it. You just need to get in there and set it off. Oh, okay, just set it off manually. Cool, sounds fine. It's not far in. I left some yellow flags nearby. You can't miss it. Now we've got to make our way through here, and it seems like that's it, but there you are. Okay, so maybe we should have come in from the other way. Let's just keep a steady pace. I know we can outrun him without using our haste. So if we do a little bit, it should be okay, but the important thing here is not to panic. Don't let yourself be dashed against the rocks. And maybe now that you've moved, we can have a look. Doesn't reassure me that I can still hear you. But now that we've literally sailed circles around you, maybe we can do this. A pile of loose debris. In the gaps between the rocks, you can see what appear to be large, white teeth. There's a long fuse trailing out from the side. This must be the location the whaler wants cleared for a shortcut. Light the fuse? Yes, we shall. Boom! I thought maybe we were going to want to run away, but okay. The debris crumbles away. You should let the whaler know. Yep, right after I have a look at some of the goodies we can obtain through this shortcut. There's shipwrecks in here, and I want what they've got. Oh, another doubloon. Maybe we can put it in our bag of doubloons that we've got back home. I must have accidentally sold that eel, because it's not here, so let's also grab another one of these guys and bring it back. Certainly a useful shortcut to have. Would have saved me a lot of trouble earlier on. If only that guy had told me about this shortcut when I was trying to find his stuff, but I suppose he didn't know I was looking for it. You know, I was just thinking, since the way inventory works involves, like, having a certain area of your storage set aside for certain things, maybe we can actually, like, have multiple, like, say, engines or rods or something, and maybe that'll have some kind of effect. Let's actually grab some of these upgrades and see what we can do, like some actual materials, because maybe we can do something with that. Actually, I'm thinking, say we lost our engine before, right? If we had enough space, could we maybe upgrade for more engine space and potentially get, like, a backup engine? Like, say we just put, like, a crappy one on so that, like, if the big one fails, which is more likely because it takes up more space, we can still coast on the other? I don't know if that's how it works, but we could try it. We've done it. We heard the blast from here. God's the echo. I'm surprised the cliffs didn't come down on your head. And yet you had me do it. I've got things ready here. Go and tell my brother that he can come home. Aw, isn't that sweet? Give me some explosives so I can get at that relic. Your brother forgives you. He's found a place for you to stay. He does? That's a huge weight off my chest. Once so old, I hardly remembered it was there. Right, well, I'm packed and ready to go. Well, let's shove you into our compartment. The hermit climbs aboard with all of his belongings. And some explosives. I'm really hoping those will still be in the deal somewhere. Really want to make sure nobody forgets about that. Well, here we are. The hermit notices the old whaler standing on the dock, waiting for him. Little brother, you're home. I'm so sorry. I was so foolish. We both were. Come on inside. Let me get your bags. The two brothers walk away down the dock. One of them pauses for a moment and turns back to you, Oh, stranger. If you find any more debris that needs clearing, I'm working on making some more packed explosives. Come by the old whaling yards any time. I certainly will. Ah, so you all actually act as a merchant. Here, this is on the house. For all your help. Hollowed out whale teeth packed with a powdery substance. A fuse coiled up from the top, so that's what it meant by teeth. I hope you can put them to good use, wherever you find cause for it. Well, at $40 a piece, I'll certainly be willing to buy more. In fact, I'll take some more right now. But in the meantime, we do have a very specific purpose. Before we do that, though, let's just check on how our eel is aging. It's now stale. Anyways, let's get ourselves a kaboom. Definitely use our explosives. Boom! And that gives us the opportunity to dredge the ship. Not even lost beneath the waves, just, well, amid the ruins of this whole city. Destroyed by a creature from the depths. Now, how often does one get an opportunity to do something like that? Its geological anomaly is actually its most notable feature. You know, I've always been really fascinated by sea life, even since I was a kid, because it's just so different and so varied compared to anything we find on land. It truly is like looking into an alien world, especially the deeper you go. It's almost like game design in that way, where the stranger things, and we've got that lockbox, the stranger things are located, well, in the more difficult to reach places. It's almost like nature rewarding us for exploring further. But of course, not only does it get darker and scarier, but more dangerous to look through. Let's blow this open as well. We'll probably have to do both sides in order to get at everything. Come on. Blow that open as well. And let's turn on our lights and head inside. Of course, very aware of the fact that we're not actually going to have anywhere to go if things go south. Maybe we should save this for later when we have an empty hold. Oh, that's an unnerving sight, seeing our light recede as we slowly back out of the cave. Now that our cargo is a little bit more full, let's have a look at what's here. I don't know if I've seen this symbol before. Refined metal. That must be some kind of part for, well, for upgrades. But we haven't had a purpose for it just yet. And we can blow that away, but we'll do that later. A decaying black mouth. A shimmering blackness permeates the flesh of this relentless fish. Muscles atrophied and decaying, but still it swims on. It's almost like it's like undead or something. I love the sound of rain against the roof of my cabin. Is there anything better? You know, in the short amount of dialogue we've had with you, I feel such a kinship with you, it's unbelievable. You've got that spirit of adventure, the scientific mind, and you seem to appreciate the creepy and comfy. Especially in your attitude for how you talk about these things. Now, this conger eel is now rotting, so we're gonna go try and give that to the resident. But we can sell you for some good cash as well. Alright, let's move that to storage and get out of here. Here's the aged conger eel you asked for. Perfect. Oh, this'll do wonderfully. I can offer you a small sum in thanks. Thank you. Safe travels. A small sum, that's more than I had to pay for this boat. But I think what I'd like to do now, since I do have to bring that artifact back, is grab some fish from these isles and see what they'll fetch back home. I can't imagine it's a ton more, but it'll still be interesting to see. And there's you again. Okay, down, 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 and haste! Make haste, make haste. I don't know if I should be trying to outmaneuver you or just outrun you. But the point is, it takes everything we've got. Nope. Do I run for port or what? Or maybe... Oh. I've just realized you actually back off. It seems like when we reach the buoys... Maybe those of you who glow purple like that, like some of those anomalies out there at sea, or maybe you are actually a product of my own sanity. What are you? I'm actually kind of surprised to find you out here. Does this really count as coastal? I guess because we're so close to these rocks, but, you know, it's really nice to have that light actually act not just as a beacon in the dark, but also a method of navigation. A means of telling north from south and all that. Boy, it is good to be home. Oh, and we've also got to remember to bring that guy a blue mackerel. He's been waiting for quite a while. I must have been there for over a week, but... yeah, we've certainly got a lot to think about. Oh, that's so cool how each area that you're brought to by this sort of hub quest of the search for the wreckage, it sort of has its own little sub-storylines in each place. The Lost Brothers, the creature in the wreck. It's just so interesting. It's a true adventure game. There are some chores that I'd like to do while I'm here, though. First of all, I've got to sell all of our valuables that we found while dredging. So, trader, I've got a lot for you. 55 for the bag of doubloons, 15 for the one, and some money for these pieces of jewelry. I will not be selling you the signet ring. That stays with me. Gotta be really careful not to accidentally sell all. I also would like to finally deliver those supplies to the builder, since I now have a ton of them. Where was her little island? Just to the north of here. And now that we've got the speed, moving between these places is no longer such a chore. It also means navigating during the night is no longer so dangerous as it once was. A whole new world of opportunities has opened up for us in that time. Now, where are you? I wonder if a little house will actually appear on this nice little coast. I mean, beautiful spot. The beach, the mountains, the forests. And she'll have it all to herself. There's the material pile. And we can't actually access our storage. We'll need to bring it all out here. Alright, well, never mind. We'll just head over to the collector first. Blacktip reef shark. We haven't seen one of these before. Unfortunately, I can't really take it. Take it. What's coming? It's you again! I have the means to escape now. Alright, head for the buoys. But it seems like you're not all that fast. You're a predator of opportunity. You want to wait for me to get close. You want me to come to you. But you're not welcome in these shores. Will you retreat at the buoy? You won't, actually. Not all of you fear it. So I can only hope you'll fear port. I can still hear you behind me. Relentlessly pursued. Until we make it to the truest shallows. Oh, strange when this place is the port in the storm. You drag the massive music box into the room, gouging the wooden floorboards beneath it. The collector doesn't seem to mind. He's focused on the box. You found this at the cliffs, didn't you? Yep. Excellent. This should make future return journeys a little more swift. Allow me. He selects one of the silver ribbons trailing from the crimson-bound book, opening it to some unseen page. Turning to catch the dim light, he whispers the words on the page. After a few seconds, you feel your stomach drop suddenly, as though thrown by a high wave. He closes the book and turns his attention back to you. Ability unlocked. Manifest instantly returned to Blackstone Isle. Now, there are yet more relics to find. Keep looking. Okay, so even within the space of this episode, it provides us a solution to running out of engine power. The reef at Stellar Basin may have caught and accumulated some wreckage. Search around that area. I'll mark a location on your map where you can begin your search. The words you read from that book, what did they do to me? The book holds power from the deep. I merely extended its powers towards you. Is there one in particular you wish to know about? Haste. The words of haste are instant and cruel. They will impart a terrible speed to your vessel. Be warned, however, it may put a great deal of stress on your engines. Use of these words will induce a trance-like state. While in this state, time will pass in the blink of an eye. When it is over, you will find yourself here. So it's not teleportation, just something taking over us and bringing us here. As always, I caution against overusing this. Selectively and strategically utilize when you need it most. Well, that's very ominous, but I suppose we won't know what you're talking about unless we accidentally blunder into what it is. What are you doing with these relics? Why, collecting them, of course. An investment for times to come. Why can't you search yourself? The ocean no longer wishes to cooperate. As the waves are unsafe for me, you will be my surrogate. Is it just because you don't want to deal with the danger, or is it because the ocean has something against you in particular? More importantly, is that something going to be brought against me as well for doing this on your behalf? Alright, well, I think that's about all we have to do with you. And I think that's all for us for now. Until next time, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.